Okay, my party people, it's your boy Nico here. Welcome back to another epic episode of the Small Axe Podcast. Today, I want to talk about something that might hit a little bit, and honestly, it should, because I see this all the time right now. People are telling me, yo, Nico, I'm just waiting, bro. I'm being patient. I am pencils down. I'm waiting for the right deal, and I can't find one. And I'm not even looking really. Okay, chill, bro. On the surface, it sounds like, yeah, you're smart. You're waiting it out. This is a difficult, challenging time, and it sounds disciplined. It sounds good. It sounds like you're playing the game the right way. But you know what? Most of the time, that's actually not what's going down. What's actually happening is you're not involved in the game. You're outside of it. You're watching, you're thinking, you're learning, you're consuming, but you're not actually in the game. And there is a serious cost to not being in this game today. And here's what people don't really talk about. The biggest deals you're missing right now are the ones that you have not seen because there are always deals. I don't care what market it is, up market, down market, there's always a deal. You have to know how to find it. So let me explain a little bit more. Everybody focuses on the deals that they pass on, and I have passed on potentially thousands of deals at this point, and you should too. And people say things like, I looked at this one, I didn't like it. I underwrote that one, it didn't pencil. I made an offer and I didn't win. I reached out to the broker, I didn't get a response. Okay, cool. At least you were there. At least you're in the conversation. But what about the deals that never hit your inbox? The ones brokers send to their top five buyers first. I get some, not all, not as many as I want. The ones that get tied up and under contract before they even hit the market, the ones that go to people that the brokers trust because they know that they can close. And if you're not in that circle, if you're not involved in that ecosystem, in those conversations, constantly actively looking for deals, you don't even know that those deals exist. And that's where the real gap is. It's not that there are no deals out there. It's that you're most likely not in a position to see or find the deals, which makes your job in acquisitions even more challenging. There will always be struggles to find deals. There will be always struggles to close deals, to analyze deals, to operate deals. Everything is a struggle. But if you're truly committed to being a multifamily investor, you have to be involved in every aspect deeply of this game. Meaning, yeah, you can casually look at deals on LoopNet or Crexy or whatever hits your inbox, but you need to be in the conversations as well with brokers and potential sellers, having those conversations every single day about what they're seeing. Maybe something's coming online, talking to people about capital so that you can close deals, making sure you have your ducks in a row and ready to close deals as well simultaneously, obviously. And let's talk about why all this is going down. And again, there's no judgment, but I have to be honest with you. A lot of you are not talking to brokers consistently enough. Maybe you reach out once or twice, maybe you get ghosted, maybe you don't keep reaching out. Maybe you had one call, that's not enough. If you talk to a broker, maintain that relationship. Reach out at least every 2 weeks. Don't invite them for coffee. Don't invite them for lunch. Don't get them on a Zoom call for an hour. They don't have time for that, but just be in their ear. Make sure that you are connected with them, that you're top of mind, that you are somebody that is willing and active and engaged in today's environment. This is a relationship sport. If your name doesn't keep popping up in the conversations, you are forgotten. And the good thing is, a lot of you are underwriting consistently, but a lot of you are also not. You look at deals here and there when you have time. You think that every deal that comes online is actually an opportunity and a great deal. That's not the case at all. You have to look at 100 deals to find one that's an okay deal. I promise you. And when something gets sent to you, you might underwrite it or you might not, but that's not how this works. You have to underwrite the deal and you have to provide feedback to a broker. Over time, this will lead to the broker sharing even more deals with you. Whether you close or not, you'll still get more traction with the broker. It's obviously better to close deals, but you got to get good deals. And I don't want anybody buying any bad deals. The guys who are closing deals right now, they've looked at hundreds. They can look at a deal in 5 minutes and know whether or not it's worth digging into. That's where I'm at this point. But it only comes from reps. And I have underwritten thousands of deals at this point. A lot of you are not involved enough. You are not in the rooms that matter. And I don't just mean physical rooms, I mean conversations, communities, networks, groups, ecosystems, places where deals, partnerships, and opportunities are being talked about every day, all day. If you're not there, then guess what? You're invisible. So what happens then? You sit back, you tell yourself you're waiting, and months go by. A year goes by, and nothing changes. You give up. You claim multifamily is not worth it. You claim it's not possible. You fail. Meanwhile, though, other people are getting deals done. And I know people that are getting great deals today, and I am not as experienced as them. And that's the problem. They are in more conversations than me, they're involved with more people than me. They're going direct to seller. Those people are going to win. I'm doing okay, but I could certainly step it up. So we should make a pact together today, you and me, whoever's listening. Let's be involved with more people, more networks, more rooms, more conversations. Because the people that are getting deals done today are not necessarily smarter than us, not necessarily more hardworking, not because they have some crazy advantage and cash all over the place, but because they're acting, they're taking action, they're in motion, they're in those conversations, they're in the mix. And let's take it one step further. Let's say you do find a deal. Let's say something actually lands on your plate. Now what? Do you actually know what it takes to close a deal in today's market? Because this is where a lot of deals fall apart. And as a matter of fact, I know somebody that was under contract to sell their property, and they were cautioned that the buyer is a little bit flaky and a little bit inexperienced, but they went forward with it anyway. 30 days, 45 days go by, and the person then walks and does not close on the deal. That stinks. Today, it's not just about finding deals, it's about getting them to the finish line and actually closing. Whether you're on the sale side or the buy side, you got to close. It's important. And you need real capital, of course, whether that's from you or your friends and your family. Not just that fantasy, I'll raise it when I get a deal done, which means you have to be talking to people today, putting yourself out there today to cultivate a community of people that will invest alongside of you. You have to make real relationships, real investors, real credibility. People will invest with you if they know, like, and trust you. And they have to have all three: know, like, and trust. And if people don't know you, you have to make yourself known by reaching out, conversing with people, posting every single day on social media. How do they get to like you? Well, they have to have multiple conversations with you, see you in different lights, in different roles, under different circumstances. And how do they get to trust you? They got to see your track record. Maybe they have to take a small investment with you to start, and then you have to prove that you're worth it for the next go around. And it's just the way the game works, guys. It's a constant thing. You have to constantly be looking for capital. So, yes, you have to understand the equity piece, which comes from investors or yourself, but you also really, really have to understand debt too. And by debt, I mean a bank loan, essentially. It could be a private loan as well, but this is the majority of what you use to buy a property. Let's say it's 70% of the purchase price, where the equity is only 30 or 40% of the purchase price. Okay. So this is going to be a very big factor. And rates are not what they used to be. Lenders are definitely tightening up their criteria, meaning they might give less proceeds. They might underwrite differently than the way they did in 2021. And it's all for good. And we should understand that they're doing their job. They are lenders. This is how they get paid. So they have to be very strict. And if your deal doesn't make sense, you're not getting that loan. It's just part of it. So you have to understand equity. You have to understand debt. You also need to understand timelines, and deals drag. Things come up in due diligence, numbers change. You've got to stay in it, and you have to keep pushing forward. The due diligence period, the closing time frame, is literal insanity. If you've never done it before, jump into it. It's fun, obviously. I love it. I must be a glutton for punishment. I keep doing it. It is fun when you're done. Okay, so get it done, go through and make it happen. And the last piece is you need to be someone that the brokers can trust. So equity, debt, understanding timelines of closing and acquisitions, and you need to be trustworthy for brokers, somebody that can close the deal. Because if they don't believe you can close, they're not going to pick you. Even if you have the highest price point, if they think you're not going to close, they're not going to take you. So when you guys are out there saying, I'm just waiting for the right opportunity, what I really hear is you're not building the muscle required to actually buy buildings. And again, I'm saying this with respect because I want you all to win. Patience is crucial. Patience is important, but patience without action, maybe that's just delay. So for me, I will reiterate that real patience with action is going to look like this. You're talking to brokers every day or every week at the least. You're underwriting deals constantly. You're making offers, whether it be through text, verbally, who cares? And even if they don't get accepted, you're making offers. You're building relationships, you're expanding your network, you're finding different avenues to find leads. You're learning through reps. You're taking swings. And this is what I mean by patience. You're waiting for the right opportunity, but you're leaving no stone unturned and you're active. That's being in the game. Sitting back and waiting for the perfect deal to show up. Nope, that's not patience. That's avoidance and disengagement. I will leave you guys with this. You're not losing the deals you pass on. You're actually losing the ones you never knew existed. So if you've been on the sidelines, it's time to get up in the mix. Start the conversations, continue underwriting, underwrite more, provide feedback, cultivate your equity, cultivate your investors, find new rooms to be involved with, start showing up a little bit more because this game rewards people that are in motion, not people that are stagnant or waiting. All right, my party people, that is all I got for you for today. So if you like this one, please send this episode to somebody that you think can get value. It's really easy to do. Share it with them. Then go to Apple Podcasts, subscribe, and write a review. Then I want you to go to my Stan store, stan.store/buy buildings, where I will teach you how to buy multifamily apartment buildings. Don't stress. You can go get a bunch of free stuff there. There are great resources for you to start your journey or to continue or expand your journey in multifamily real estate. I teach it, I live it. I'm starting a new cohort in a couple of weeks. This is my third cohort for the multifamily machine, the most epic environment for you to learn how to buy apartment buildings. I teach you everything you need to know. I handhold, and then you're in it with me for life, where I will help you close your first, second, fifth, or 20th deal. Let's rock.